I never knew a human heart could break and still beat. But mine did. It broke every single day for 11 years and never once stopped beating. My name is Ruth, and I've been a wife, a mother, a caregiver, a mourner, and a forgotten woman. If you've ever begged God for something with every ounce of your soul, only to have it ripped away when you finally held it close, then maybe you'll understand even a fraction of my pain. I got married at 27. Daniel was my whole world. A man who made me believe in fairy tales. A man who held my hand in public, whispered prayers into my hair at night, and called me his queen. We were happy, at least for the first 2 years. But there was something missing. Something that changed everything. A baby. I thought it was just taking time. I was working full-time. We were adjusting to life together. Surely, it would happen soon. But it didn't. 1 year turned into 2. 2 turned into 3. And by the 5th year, I was no longer seen as a woman. I was the barren one. The whispers started slowly, at church, in the market, even among family. Women my age were on their 3rd or 4th child. My sister had twins. My friends stopped inviting me to birthday parties. I stopped attending baby showers. I avoided Mother's Day services. The pressure at home became unbearable. I saw it in Daniel's eyes. The way he avoided looking at me during family functions. The way he began to pray alone at night. Once, his mother called me into her room and said, without blinking, maybe you should let him take another wife. A man needs children. I died a little that day. Still, I tried everything. Every herbal tea, every church vigil, every fertility clinic. I remember lying naked on a cold examination table while a doctor explained that my uterus was tilted and my chances were low. I cried the whole way home. Daniel didn't say a word. He just drove in silence. Then came the 6th year of our marriage, and with it, a miracle. I woke up one morning and felt different. It's strange how your body speaks to you when something sacred is happening. I was nauseous, lightheaded. I took a test. 2 lines. I didn't believe it. I took 4 more. They were all positive. I fell to the floor, shaking. I didn't even scream. I just kept whispering, "Thank you, Jesus. Thank you." When I told Daniel, he wept. He held my face in his hands and said, "We waited. God has remembered us." My pregnancy was not easy. I bled at 3 months. I was on bed rest for the last trimester. Every day I feared I would lose him. I didn't even buy baby clothes until the 8th month because I was scared I would jinx it. But then he came. Emmanuel. My son. My answer. My proof that God had not forgotten me. The first time I held him, something in me healed. I kissed every inch of his tiny face. I whispered promises into his ears. But the healing didn't last. By the 2nd month, Emmanuel began to show signs something was wrong. Cried excessively, was slow to feed, and his body felt too limp in my arms. By 6 months, he wasn't sitting up. He wasn't babbling like other babies. He began to choke while feeding. Then came the seizures. The first time it happened, I thought he was dying. His tiny body went stiff in my arms, eyes rolling back, lips turning blue. I screamed so loud I couldn't hear myself. We rushed him to the hospital, where he was admitted for a week. They ran tests. So many tests. CT scans. Blood work. EGs. Finally, they said it. Your son has a severe neurodegenerative condition. It's rare. It will progressively affect his ability to move, speak, or even breathe. There is no cure. No cure. Those words shattered me. I remember clutching Emmanuel to my chest in that cold hospital room, sobbing like an animal. I prayed right there, "God, please, take me instead." The next 6 years were a slow, agonizing descent into darkness. He never walked, never talked, couldn't chew solid food. His body twisted painfully as the condition worsened. His spine curved. He would wake up at night crying from muscle spasms. I stopped sleeping. I became his nurse, his physiotherapist, his mother. I suctioned mucus from his throat. I learned to administer his injections. I became an expert in emergencies. Every time he caught a cold, it turned into pneumonia. Every time we thought we were making progress, something else failed. People stopped visiting. Some neighbors avoided me altogether. Some even suggested I had offended God. One woman told me point blank, maybe you used juju to finally get pregnant and now it's backfiring. I wanted to die. Daniel tried. He did. But slowly, he changed. He spent more time at work. Stopped laughing. Stopped praying. One night, I found him crying alone in the living room. He said, I don't know how to be a father to a dying child. We became strangers in our own home. Still, I held on. Because Emmanuel, he was mine. Even when he couldn't smile anymore, he would squeeze my finger. That little squeeze gave me strength to keep going. Then came the day. He was 6 years and 4 months old. He had been in and out of the hospital that month with breathing difficulties. This time, it was worse. He was in the ICU, connected to tubes, barely responsive. I held his tiny hand, kissed his forehead, and whispered, Mummy's here. You can rest, my angel. His fingers twitched. He opened his eyes just once and smiled. He took one more breath. And then he stopped. I screamed until I couldn't hear my own voice. I screamed until my throat bled. Nurses rushed in, trying to calm me. I begged them to bring him back. I screamed at God, at the doctors, at the universe. But nothing, just stillness. I laid beside him in the ICU bed and stayed there until morning. We buried him 3 days later. A small, white coffin. 6 pallbearers. I remember throwing myself on his grave and begging them not to cover him with sand. Please. He hates cold. Please don't leave him here alone. They had to carry me away. After the burial, people disappeared. No one knows what to say to a grieving mother. I stopped eating. I didn't bathe for days. I sat in the dark with his blanket wrapped around me, inhaling the last scent of him. Daniel couldn't take it anymore. 6 months after Emmanuel's death, he left. He stood in the doorway one evening and said, I'm sorry. I can't breathe in this house anymore. I didn't beg. I had no words left. I simply said, he was our child. And now we both let him go. He left. I was alone. I wanted to die. Many nights, I planned it. But every time, I remembered Emmanuel's eyes. His little smile in that ICU. His squeeze on my finger. And I stayed alive. For him. I don't remember exactly when the healing began. Maybe it was the day I gave away his clothes to a children's hospice. Or the day I opened a small charity fund in his name to help mothers of chronically ill children. Or maybe it was the day a woman I didn't know came up to me and said, thank you. You paid for my daughter's surgery. She's walking now. You saved her life. And I cried, because maybe, just maybe, my son didn't live in vain. 3 years have passed. Daniel remarried. I live alone now. I teach part-time and run Emmanuel's Foundation. Every Sunday, I visit his grave. I sit beside it, talk to him, sing the lullabies I used to hum when he couldn't sleep. I still cry. I still miss him. I still dream of holding him one more time. But I no longer ask why, because Emmanuel lived. He was loved. And through him, I learned a love deeper than anything this world can break. If you're still listening, thank you. I didn't share this to gain sympathy. I shared it so someone out there who's going through unbearable pain knows this. You're not alone. You can break. You can cry. You can scream. But one day, you'll breathe again. And even if the joy comes late, it will come.